Okay, third time to make this video. It seems like I really need to get a headset because my voice was so quiet on the previous one I tried. So I was going to make a different video this morning, but I just remembered something and I really wanted to talk about it. About 2 years ago, I just made the most ridiculous sound in FL Studio, and I want to play it to you and I want to just talk about it. So let's just have a listen. 2 seconds, if you can stand this. I mean, you know what that is. It's doors creaking. It's whales vomiting. It's God knows. But yeah, it's a cool sound. I mean, I think it's a cool sound anyway. This channel is about sound design, crazy experimental music. So in FL Studio, partly. So it's on topic. I like it. I think that's really cool. But I threw away the project that made that. Or I threw away the setting, so I can't remember exactly how I made it. But what I'm going to show you today is something like how I made it. And the tip is basically two tips. Right, this plugin is called Dream64, and Dream64 is really aimed at making like chip tunes, that kind of 80s video game type stuff. You can hear, and it's got presets kind of based on the Commodore 64 for making these sort of, the sound has got simultaneously, it's kind of like square wave bleeps, but it's also got these little sequences as part of the sounds. So it does a lot of these saw waves actually, and yeah, it's that. It's a classic chiptune type, Game Boy type, Commodore 64 type sounds, that sounds like that, and good for that. But if we run it through a ton of effects, and okay, we're going to start with our gross beat, but I like to also put some sort of thing to kind of spread the sound out a bit more. Alright, so we just give it a bit more, it goes on a bit longer. And I also like this, the flanger, I actually like this moving distortion, which adds that extra, maybe slow it down a little bit. Okay, so it's going through gross beat, so it's already getting slowed down once, and now that's good. But here's the real interesting thing about this synth. We've got this random button which starts to create random values for all the parameters, and on this you start to get some really interesting kind of effects. Right, as you can hear, running that random sound through some of these effects to slow it down has given us, let's do it again. Now I might put something else in there. I might put a wave shaper, for example. Maybe even before the gross beat. Now you're starting to hear the kind of sound that I played you at the beginning. Let's do something else here. Let's put in filter. Let's just, literally just put some light filter in. But what I might do as well is grow speed it again. Momentary that, half speed that. And now it's getting a bit bassy, so I also take out all of that bass here. But grow speed, it's slowed down flanging is always good. Maybe just also compress it a bit to build it up. And you hear all that sound coming out of this random patch that came out of this thing. Let's try it again. Obviously, sometimes the sound has got a long attack. It doesn't really appear. So, that's the point. You can start playing with the random parameters and get interesting things on this plugin. But also, if you actually do the playing around while you're running it through all these effects, you'll kind of really hear these sounds. You start to hear a little better. So here's what I like about this plugin as well. When you start to hear it slow down, you start to hear that the transition between each of these bleeps has that kind of creaking but also swooping, almost portamento type feel to it. And it sounds pretty real. I mean, it sounds like some animal crying, doesn't it? I mean, listen to it. That combination of the flanging with the thing. Talking of random facts, whale vomit is one of the most expensive materials known to man. It's used by high-end perfume makers and things, apparently. At least that's if I remember correctly. This sounds also one of the most odd things known to man. And obviously we could just keep playing with the parameters. You could put a different grow speed on it. Let's have a look at or just put glitch on it or whatever. A bit of random glitching as well. Yeah, you see, it's organic sounding, amazingly organic sounding, this thing, when you slow it down. So that's what I got, guys. Great plugin, great. It's a free plugin. I'll put a link in the description. Try doing this. You can make a ton of loops and textures that you can use in your other music. Whether you're making like experimental, ambient, whether you're making beats, loads of great stuff, loads of really fun things to be had here. Alright, that's it, I'm out. Thanks for watching.